I'm going to show you how to make a chili chocolate cheesecake and we're going to cook it in the slow cooker. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but it's a recipe from my new cookbook. It's a great one to get the kids involved in, get them sort of whisking and doing all the fun stuff that you do in a kitchen when you're making a pudding. If you do want to cook this for the kids, you don't have to put chilies in there. So to start, I've got some digestives here, and I've used a mixture of chocolate digestives and just normal digestives that I've blitzed in a blender, and I've mixed into there a tablespoon of cocoa powder. I've also got some butter here that's just been melted. I've just put it in the microwave. So I'm going to pour that straight into those crushed digestives. Just mix all of that up together. So that's what you're looking for, that lovely sort of sandy texture. And I'm going to put that into my prepped tin. So place that crust into your sandwich dish, and then just using the back of your spoon, we're just going to crush that so that you get a nice firm base. The other thing you need to do is get your slow cooker ready. So just take the lid off, and at the bottom, I'm just going to put, this is just the base of another cake tin. I'm just going to put that in the bottom, so that when we put cheesecake in, it's not sitting on the bottom. So you just want to raise it, because there's going to be the water and the steam that it's going to cook with at the bottom, but you don't want that base to be sat in that water. If you haven't got a rack, all you need to do is just get some foil, scrunch it up, and just put that in the bottom, and then pour your water on, just so it's high enough for the cake tin to sit over the top of it. This needs to go into the freezer for about 10 minutes. You can leave it for longer if you want to. And then we'll come back and we'll make that lovely filling that goes on top of it. To make that really lovely creamy chocolatey filling, I've got in this bowl 500 grams of cream cheese, 150 mils of sour cream. I've put 2 eggs in there. I'm just going to add 1 more. And I've also got 3 egg yolks as well to go in. Whisk all of that together so that it's nice and smooth. I'm also going to add in my sugar. So I've got some granulated sugar, about 3/4 of a cup. Do beat it for a little while. So make sure it's all lovely and combined and nice and smooth. Yum. Okay. Into that, I'm going to put that lovely chocolate. So I've got some melted chocolate here. It's dark chocolate. You can either pop it into the microwave just to melt for a minute or so, or you can put it over a pan of boiling water and just sit your glass bowl over the top and just let it melt really slowly. I've also got some cocoa, and I'm going to put some hot water into there, probably about just a tablespoon, just to mix that in, and that can go into there. I'm also going to add that lovely, lovely, yummy chocolate. So mix that chocolate, look at that, into there. I'm also going to now add my chili. So all I've done is I've got 4 chilies that I've just blitzed up in a blender. I'm just going to add that in there. Now, chili and chocolate, we all know, has a lovely sort of combo in flavour. So there we go. Now, we need to be fairly vigorous. We need to make sure we get all of that chocolate in here. Once that lovely filling is all combined and it's all whisked together nicely, we're just going to go and get the base out of the freezer and pour this into the base and get it cooking. So the base is set. Just got it out of the freezer. I'm going to pour that lovely filling straight over. Before you put it into your slow cooker, if you just wrap up a little bit of foil, a nice sheet of it like that, and just place your cheesecake on top of it and then hold it like this, it just helps you carefully lower it into the slow cooker. Now when you put it in, make sure it's not touching either of the sides, or just make sure you pull it out a little bit. And then once it's set and it's cooked, it's really easy to just pull it out with the foil. So a nice little tip for you, just fold it round for the time being. On top of that, because it's going to be steaming and the way that it's cooking, we don't want those little droplets to fall back into the cheesecake. So just take some kitchen roll and just place it over the top of your cooker, and this will just absorb that sort of steam. Then put your lid on top. There we go. We're going to let that cook now for 2.5 hours on high. Once the cooking time is done, just let the slow cooker turn off and then leave it for an hour. Don't be tempted to take the lid off, just let it sit for an hour just to cool down and let it all set beautifully. Once that's happened, we can then take it out and let it cool completely before we put it in the fridge. So the cheesecake has had time to cool down completely, and what I quite like to do is leave it overnight and serve it the next day because it just tastes so much better. All you need to do is just unclip your tin, pull it out, there we go. So there's your beautiful cheesecake. I like to serve it with a nice sort of dollop of cream, but it's always quite a good idea to make something a little bit more decorative. So a nice sort of red chilli, just to tell everyone it's a chilli cheesecake. If you serve that for a dinner party or even for your friends and family, it's a lovely, lovely pudding. So just slice through it and then serve that with a nice sort of whipped dollop of cream. This is my chili chocolate cheesecake, served with a nice big dollop of fresh cream on a crumbly base with those lovely little chili flakes running through it. It's a great dish to cook in your slow cooker because it's fairly simple to do and it tastes delicious. If you've enjoyed this recipe, click to see more and check out the book for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.